So today we have Mary Magdalene. I'm sure you saw in the subject title yesterday that it was yesterday, the 22nd. And my bad. Yesterday, the 22nd, was her feast day. But when I went to record for yesterday's Mystic Dive, Vivica kept coming to me very strongly. And I totally spaced that I pre-set up to remind myself that it was her feast day. However, on the upside, I am recording this on her feast day. So we have the energy of her feast. So Mary Magdalene, my word. Are there many other women who have such an intrigue and cult interest? Everything from followers to haters to uh, titles about her. When I was exploring this, I will be honest with you, I was at a loss as to what to bring to you. And you may find that interesting since I was a Carmelite nun and Christianity and Catholicism has been a big part of my life. You would think that this would be an opportunity for me to really pull back the veils on a deep experience of Mary Magdalene for us. And hopefully I will be doing that, but not in a way that I expected and perhaps maybe you expected. My experience was that there was a woman, Mary of Magdala, that lived, and that lived at the time that Jesus lived, and that had some involvement in that movement. And from there, it's very mysterious. Now, there were many theological schools that believed that numerous places you saw Mary, it was Mary of Magdala. And over time, as scholasticism has become more refined and even more texts have been unearthed in the past few hundred years, there has been an understanding that not all of them were Mary Magdalene. And there is sometimes the assumption that Mary of Bethany is Mary Magdalene, that the prostitute was Mary Magdalene, that the Mary of Bethany that washed Jesus's feet with oil in her hair was Mary Magdalene, that the woman that had the evil spirits cast out was Mary Magdalene. So we've got all of these interpretations and ideas that Mary was any of these individuals, and if not more than one of them. And then from there, what's interesting is then you get whole storylines coming from that one interpretation. For instance, in my appreciation of the energy of Mary Magdalene, I like to consider that she was the one that poured the oil on Jesus's feet, even though scholastically there's not a lot of proof for that. But because it matches the love that we experience in the legends about her, the traditions, the experiences mystically, and the sensibility we get from her presence. And yet we don't really have proof about that. But yet you get whole stories written all about it. I mean, of all the women in history, how many have been told or named as a prostitute and as the wife of Jesus, as the apostle of apostles, and as a sinner and a repentant? And you get everything in between, especially with the writings, the interpretative explorations of who she is. And so it brings me to a couple different questions. First, what is there of spirit here for us when we use the name Mary Magdalene? What's of spirit? What is spirit revealing of its nature? What is the beloved wanting us to experience of ourselves or in humanity? And second, why does it matter? Or does it matter? Does it matter to have an opinion of Mary Magdalene? Does it not matter? I am very neutral. I see the validity of the schools of Mary Magdalene that are allowing and unearthing an esteem and a respect for aspects of the feminine that have been repressed and oppressed. So in that way, I'm all for it. I am also for the mystical possibilities of breaking the Jesus story and everything about it out of its narrow definitions. And the presence of Mary Magdalene, for some reason, does that. Whether we find out in the end one or another thing is true, what it does do for us now is it introduces a number of different possibilities for the human storyline of what happened during that time. You know, in the early centuries, and probably even today, there was also a lot of confusion around Jesus. Now, isn't that interesting? I don't hear any confusion around other personages of that time, rulers of the area, apostles like Peter, John, and James, the mother of Jesus, Mary. That moves into the mystery realm a little bit more. But when it comes to who Mary Magdalene was, who Jesus was, those two individuals take us into a realm that is much less clear. I mean, you look at, if you were to study, I studied this scholastically in the first few hundred years, you will find that you had schools that believed Jesus was the formless of God, and the form that was seen was actually almost like a mirage. Or Jesus was completely human and was an instrument of God. And you get all of these ideas trying to wrestle with who was this and how is this presence still really powerful and strong today, creating great impact. You get the same mystery with Mary Magdalene. So there's something here that's more than just these accounts, these scholastic looks, these spiritual looks, these cult followings. They all are seeking something. And I put out to you, what are they seeking and why does it matter? Perhaps today could be a day when you reflect on this. It'll be Sunday, a day of rest, when you reflect on this. What is consciousness, God, spirit? What is God revealing here? And why does it matter? Does it only have to do with feminine? Is Mary Magdalene and the brilliance of her beingness, is it only moving the divine feminine aspects? Is there more? What is there for us? What is there for us? I know I found myself really in the inquiry today, in the inquiry. And why does it matter? It matters because it's mattering. And what pulls me into thinking that it has even greater import than what we realize is the reality that we've got so many different people having stances for and against things, and devotions that are happening in every direction, and books being written, and postulations being made, and heat rising up within us around this presence of what? Mary of Magdala. What and why? So since I didn't know how to offer something more than this, I thought what might be nice is I'm going to draw a card from my powerful deck, Native Heart Healing Oracle. And I'm going to hold the intention of those two. What is God revealing in this Mary of Magdala? And why does it matter? What, why, what, why, what, why? And see if there's some form that we can move into for our meditation today. So I'm going to draw that card. Two cards came forward. The first is throat chakra. Take that in. The second is unity. Take that in. Throat chakra. Truth through love. The unspeakable is spoken, and the spoken never heard but felt by the masses across the earth. This mandala brings powerful guidance and healing of the throat chakra. It is important to acknowledge the power of one's voice and the impact it may have on others, the collective consciousness, and your own vibration. The voice is a sacred portal to one's truth. This card brings a reminder that our truth is infinitely governed by the power of love. If there is no love within your words, how can you be speaking from your heart? Speaking one's truth is a powerful act, and it is one's actions that will reverberate across all levels of space and time. So allow the gateway of your heart to speak directly through the throat chakra, filtering all thoughts, feelings, and emotions. In unity. This card graces you with the healing energy of unity. This mandala speaks directly to the diamond core at your center of the oneness you are. The element of air within this mandala is a reminder of all that cannot be seen, grasped, or tamed. Air is the only element that is invisible. However, it can absolutely be felt, just as we cannot see the effect our thoughts have until they impact and manifest in the physical world. Air represents logic, charity, disposition, and spirit, as well as the blending and unity of the heart and mind. Consciousness is the key with this element. Be aware of the way your thoughts filter through your heart. Aim for them to create a grounded balance between your physical and spiritual selves. Allow yourself the freedom of detachment from everything in your world. Each and everything reflects each other. However, you can recognize your own reflection when you find yourself becoming reactive. When a reflection becomes challenging, see it as a loving teacher who is offering you an opportunity to grow. Release expectations of self and those you have placed on others. Feel the presence of unity rise once again within your heart. So we're going to do a short meditation. I'm placing this just for a moment, and I wear purple, which is that. Just for a moment, the third eye and the crown. And I open the energy that you may experience them here as well. I invite you to close your eyes. And what I would like you to do on the breath, on the next in-breath, hold. And on the exhale, imagine the breath moving from the crown to the back of the head, to the throat, to the front of the heart. Out the back of the heart on the inhale, through the throat, and to the third eye, to the crown. And exhale, crown, back of the head, throat, front of the throat, front of the heart. Inhale, back of the heart, throat, front of the throat, third eye, crown. So it's an infinity sign. We continue to breathe together. One more full breath. In this space, I invite you to the presence of Mary Magdala. Invite in whatever this presence is, invite it in. Invite her in. Ask, ask. Or open your heart and your mind to what it is that's meant to be revealed of God through. Victime Pascali laude, Imolem Christiani, Agnus redimitor vex, Christus innocens patri, reconciliavi peccatorem. Mors et vita duello, confixere mirando, dux vitae mortuus, regnat vivus. Dic nobis Maria, quid vitis te in via, sepulchrum Christis vivendi, et gloriam vidi resurgenti, angelicos testes, sudarium et vestem, sud exi Christus ves mea, precedet suos in Galilea, scimus Christum surrexi se, a mortuis fede, tu nobis victores miserere. A tone, a chant that's in honor of her experience, the experience between her and Jesus at the resurrection. And in this, I invite you to open your eyes. Have a wonderful day. Great to be with you.